So you're telling me you want a palm-size flashlight that packs more of a punch than your grandpappy's 12 gauge, but also has more features than your favorite Swiss Army knife? Well, this ROVYVON AURORA A28 might fit the bill with up to 1,000 lumens of output, but it also has a secondary body light with a few other unique characteristics that make this light feel like it should belong on a mission to Mars just as much as a mission to the grocery store. So we're going to dive in and see all the capabilities and if there are any limitations in this design. Welcome back, you regular viewers. If you're new to the channel, I'm Aaron. This is Gideonstactical. Let's dive in. Where to begin? So many features. And I'm just going to state I am probably going to miss one or two characteristics of this light because there's so many things. And if you do end up picking one of these models up, make sure that you keep the manual nearby or take a screenshot because there is a lot to memorize and go through with this model. It's just so capable, which is just wild. So let's start with this pocket clip. Reversible pocket clip in the sense that it loops over, so deep right in your pocket, or you can attach it to the bill of your hat. Hands-free illumination is always key. And look at that, a magnet housed in the clip. So you can magnetize this and point it around, work on your vehicle, hands-free it if you don't have a ball cap. Really well done. So that right out of the gate, lots of mounting options and an integrated pocket clip magnet. Never seen that before. We have a nice lanyard hole loop, so you can run a lanyard on there, and it is USB-C charging. So it's so nice to see more and more of these lights going to USB-C versus micro USB. So it has an integrated battery, not removable, not replaceable, to my knowledge. So maybe we can, here, let's just do this right now. Can we do this? Maybe you can get in there and work on the housing of that, of the battery, but it's not something like you can swap out, to my knowledge, or anything like that without probably contacting ROVYVON. The pocket clip is removable as well. We're gonna look at the three lights because there's three types of lights on the body housing here. And those are all activated with the back button here. So the back button, you hit that once, it's gonna activate the main light. You hit that again, you're gonna have more illumination. This is a really cool feature because you can stand it on its lens like that. The bezel is recessed, so you're not gonna damage the lens. And you can use it as a lantern, illuminate a small area. Very cool. You could easily do like make a meal at a campsite with that, throw it in your tent at night, and it will diffuse itself a little bit and really work well. And then the low light, can do it just a little bit, just a hair there. But then if you want to go to something else, you double tap with it on. Now we're at red. We have a red light. So if you need that to protect your night vision, you hit it a second time, it goes much brighter. Then you hit it again, you're gonna get a beacon blink so that people could see you, so you could attach this maybe to your bicycle, or if you're just walking at night, something like that, or you need to be found. And then it also has a blinking strobe feature as well. Then you hit it again and you go back. Now if we triple tap, 1, 2, 3, boom, we go to UV light. We have a UV light in there. Look at that, boom. And let me see here, let me just make sure, I think that was it. Yep, there we go. Yeah, just on and off with the UV light. But hey, you need a UV light for some reason? Come on. See, this is what I'm talking about. You gotta there we go. You gotta really know what you're doing there. So there you go, UV light as well to use for different reasons if you need to see fluid in a terrifying situation in your hotel room, or if you want to follow blood trail and you're hunting, or if you need to check like dollar bills, and make sure that they are legit. So that is the back 3-stage light. And then the final thing that the secondary back button does is if you press for like 1 second, it'll give you turbo 1000 lumen mode. Then as soon as you let go, boom, it turns off. So that's a nice feature. I do really like that feature. A lot of these lights, you have to cycle through, do that type of thing. This is gonna boom, blast somebody within half a second with 1000 lumens of nuclear power coming out of your little battery. Boom, right in their face. So that is all that second button does with that back light. Now in just a moment, we'll hit the main light and the main switch. But before we go any further in the video, I do want to invite you to hit the like button, to subscribe if you haven't yet, and make sure to hit the bell icon so that you can be notified every week when I put up new videos breaking down gear and equipment just like this, helping you make wise choices on whether or not it's the right device, tool, piece of equipment to put in your rotation or not. And it is truly you, the viewers, in partnership with our regular sponsors that help me to create content just like this. And I want to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor, which is Zoleo and their satellite communication device, which for years now has allowed me to communicate with my wife. Quick example. Hopefully you guys can see that right there. We're gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna text Ashley, let her know, that everything's okay and that I'm here. All right, I love this thing. So it is now 10:26, so it's been 2 minutes and just got one back here. Love you, babe. Doing great. So fantastic. And along with that versatility, the must-have feature of the SOS button, knowing that if I ever get in an emergency situation, I can push that button and I will be in contact with first responders worldwide. They will get my GPS coordinates and I can be able to communicate with them through my phone to let them know what the emergency is. And one of my favorite features with this device is its shareability. Yes, I can link my phone to it and use it that way when I'm on my adventures and message my wife and do all the things, but I can unlink my phone, share the device with a friend, they download the app, then when he comes back from the trip, he unlinks, and I resync it with my phone. That level of shareability is amazing. So in the description box below, I'm gonna have a link over to the Zoleo website along with my exclusive promo code, which will waive the $40 activation fee. So you can start exploring all the different features and capabilities that this satellite communicator has, along with the different subscription plans that they offer so that you can stay connected to not only first responders, but loved ones on all of your adventures. So now to the front button, I just want to show you there that housing, the buttons are recessed. So they're not going to accidentally get engaged very easily, but you can lock out these lights buttons if you want to, if that's something you're kind of nervous about. Maybe it's in a pack, you don't want it to accidentally get bumped or something like that. Now, the first one, and there are strobes, sorry I didn't warn you ahead of time, but you can do, let's just do strobe right out of the gate, right? So if you, the directions actually say, I think double, it's triple, 1, 2, 3, boom, you're gonna get strobing. Okay, the cool thing is you can hit it again and it'll do SOS. That I like. That feature is really cool, to have SOS and then you hit it again and you go back to the main strobe and then you double tap and it'll go back to normal. So that is nice, and you double tap, or wait, hold, and it goes off. Okay, so if you just hit it one time, you're gonna get moonlight mode. Moonlight mode, and I'm not gonna go through battery life, run times. You can just read the specs. I'll try and run them in while we're talking there, just because there's so much to go through with this. But the moonlight feature, if you just hit it one time and then you hit it again, it turns itself off. Now, if you double tap, that's where you're going to go into your main modes. And then that's going to be, it's going to remember whatever the last mode was that you had it on. So if you had it on high and you double tap, it's going to go to high again. If you had it on low, it's going to go to low. So you just then cycle through, let's see here, go to low. So there's low, medium, high, and 1,000 lumen turbo. So you have a lot of power choices there to go through. I think one of the main differences that we'll see is that like the turbo, if I can go there, let's see. Whoops, double tap, boom. Let's go all the way to turbo. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. The turbo for an hour, 1.6 hours. Okay, at 1,000 lumens. Then if we go to high though, it's going to drop significantly. The high is only going to be right there, 400 lumens. So it's more than half, cut in half for anything but turbo, and you're going to get about 2 hours of runtime on that, and then obviously it goes back down from there. So those are the main runtimes. It is IPX8 rated. Submerged this thing, didn't have any issues with that. Impact tested, no problems as well on that front. Now I want to button things up by talking about price point, competitive options, which will also help us kind of conceptually determine, is this the right tool for us or not. Now, this goes for about 55 bucks on average. I appreciate ROVYVON hooking me up with this model so I could show you guys pros and cons and help you determine if it is the right tool for you. I will have links in the description box below this video where you can go explore this as well as the competitive options I'm going to run in here. Now at 55 bucks, I mean, we got to say at 1,000 lumens, all the features, all the stuff. I mean, that is, you're getting a lot. There's a lot of high value for that cost. Now, before I look at some other ROVYVONs to consider, there are just a few to think about On the flip side, there's like the NITECORE. This is my second one. I liked it so much, I bought it twice. The MT2A Pro, 1000 lumens as well, runs on integrated, or excuse me, non-integrated, so if that's important to you, removable, rechargeable battery, or you can use 2 AA's. Yeah, that's right, 2 AA's. So I have one in my EDC kit, and then I bought another one because I'm going to put it in another system. But it's very straightforward, and it's large. I mean, it's like the size of a Sharpie pen, and almost, you know, like a third bigger in diameter, but a slightly smaller diameter than the ROVYVON that we're looking at. But that's like 45 bucks. So you're not going to get anywhere near all the extra lights and, you know, magnetize this and all the other things. But it's a lot simpler and a lot more straightforward, and you're going to get ultimately the same amount of power, like output. So something to consider there. And then I think of something like the STREAMLIGHT MACROSTREAM, which is going to be 500 lumens. It's got a few other settings, tail switch, you know, reversible pocket clip, but again, that's about it. And it's still using micro USB charging, which is kind of you know, antiquated, I feel like, at this point. Right around the same cost. I think I paid 50 bucks for this, 50 to 60 bucks, I think is the running average. So we're not going to get that main power output that the ROVYVON is going to get. The ROVYVON is about the same diameter, but it is significantly shorter. And again, all the different features. So I mean, that if you're looking and you like the idea of the feature rich, I think that's really where that comes into play. Now, if you're asking yourself, like, I've never really heard of ROVYVON, I have used a ROVYVON on my keychain for 3 years now. And they're like my dedicated. This is a newer one I got like a year ago. My wife runs my original one that's over 3 years old that I use constantly. This is definitely, like, the size-wise, a better keychain option. This ROVYVON is not something, it's too big for my keychain. It's definitely like a weak side pocket with the pocket clip, or to put like an EDC kit, something like that. This is definitely more of like key friendly, and that's only like 20, 25 bucks for those different versions. There's several polymer and like titanium and metal, aluminum options that are available. One that kind of sits in the middle for me is the E7 and like the E series. I'm gonna try, maybe I'll run in a photo. But what's cool about this one, this actually is like a backup to my headlamp when I go backpacking. It's very lightweight, no magnets, but it has a nice reversible pocket clip so I can do the hands-free stuff. It has an internal battery with the body housing lights, similar to this ROVYVON. Not as much power, but it does have, on top of the integrated battery, the ability to run on 1 AAA. Now you'll lose some power output, but that's a really cool kind of backup feature to have, and those are like 30 to 35, I think, so kind of in the middle there. So ROVYVON as a whole, not only just reliability-wise, I've had a lot of success with, but they do offer quite a few different options, with this kind of being the biggest and most powerful and feature-rich, but there are several others that fit different size ranges on this kind of like mini perspective. So ultimately, I want to know from you guys, where do you sit with this ROVYVON Aurora A28? Does it fly you to the moon, or are you like, dude, that is like, this is exactly what I'm looking for, and I'm like over the moon about it? Or are you like, dude, that's just so crazy and like feature rich and just like wild that it's just gonna sit on a shelf and I just don't really use it? Or is it something that's like a dedicated EDC, you know, pouch, like in your organizer, and you trust it all the time? I look forward to knowing from you guys what your take is, your thoughts. Appreciate your time today. I hope it's been fun and entertaining as well as informative. Check the other video out. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Until next time, always remember to stay equipped, stay prepared. I'll see you out there.